So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use a rotary hammer hand bit to set your bezels. So let's get started. So if you've watched previous videos of mine, you probably have seen that I use these to set bezels. And basically I just have to force everything down using these. Well, I also have this, which is basically a tiny little hammer that hooks up to your flex shaft. And what this does is it makes it so you can force all the metal down in a small area without really using any pressure. Like, you don't have to actually force it. So, like this little guy, I set using this. So this is a pretty much basic setup of mine for making a bezel setting. And if you want to see a video showing how I made something like this, I will leave a link in the description, or you can click a card at the top up here. So, the first thing I'm going to do is take my actual metal work that I've already polished up a lot of it, and I already put this into a liver of sulfur to get some black tarnish going on. And then I'm going to take my stone and press it in place. So you can see it's in there, and it's pretty flush. The stone itself isn't cut 100% perfect, but it looks fine. So now I'm going to start using that tool and going around here and show you how easy this makes it. This makes it a lot easier for people that have hand problems or strength problems. So this is now plugged into my flex shaft, and this is a Foredom tool, so this fits with Foredoms. I've tried it on other ones and it doesn't like to stay connected. So I really suggest using an actual Foredom flex shaft. So I'm going to go over this real quick. This little screw right here, you can screw it in or out. This will adjust your hammer. And it actually comes with this little metal rod. Just put it inside the hole and turn it, and then it will unscrew. And then the new one, just take it and screw it in. And then I will tighten it up using the little rod. So this is ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my piece on the edge like this because it won't sit flat like that. There are other ways to do this with different types of setups, but I don't have any of that right now. So we're going to do it this way. So I'm just going to hold this in place. And if you don't know already, this is actually foot controlled from the Foredom setup. So it gives you a lot of flexibility when doing this. So I'm just going to put this up against the corner over here. And then I'm going to go through and do the other corner. So now that I've pressed all the corners in, because this is a kind of square stone, I can start going around the edges. And I'm going to do one side and then skip over to the other side, not just go in circles around it. So you can see now that things are starting to form all the way around this, but there's still gaps everywhere. And I'm just going to basically work them down. Also, you can work lower on the piece to tighten everything up, because you'll find that you can kind of move the stone a little bit still. Okay, so here it is after all of that. And if you look at the sides, so if you look at the sides, you can see the hammer marks. And be very careful not to hit your stone itself, because you can completely destroy it. Luckily, this is a very small bit that I can polish out, along with all the markings on here. But we're not done yet, because you still want to use a burnisher on this to get the final edge down and nice and smooth. Alright, so there it is after I went over it all with the burnisher tool, just to clean up the edges and make sure that everything is as tight as possible all the way around. Because the hammer bit is really good at forming the metal down, but is not very good at making it completely flush against their stone. You still do have to use one of these. But after that, I'm just going to clean all this up from the marks that are on here using a polishing wheel. And I'll show you that real quick, and we'll be done with this. So it's a lot less effort pushing, because there's absolutely no effort involved pushing with this. So I'm just going to use a polishing disc and some polishing compound. So as you might know, it gets really hot when you polish things, so I use these little silicone finger things that you can find in the description if you're looking for something to actually hold your stuff that are reusable, and they seem to work really well. Alright, there we go. So it's all nice and set. It's actually in here, super sturdy, and I removed all of the hammer marks on my bezel. So I just need to wash this off and we'll be done. Alright, so here it is. I do have a little bit of a nick up here. It's where the solder joint was for the bezel itself. But I wanted to make this look more rustic anyways, so I don't mind the little marks. But our bezel is set. I could polish this up a little bit more to take out more of the hammer marks, but it is fine for this piece. And then, like I said in the beginning, I used the same thing to do this one. So yeah, this is really handy for just moving metals so you can set stones. And you could probably figure out other things to do with it, like adding textures or helping fold down prongs and stuff like that. And along with all the different tips, you can do a lot of different sized bezels and stuff like that with them. So if you want one of these, you can get one from Pepe Tools or any of the links that I'll be providing in the description. And if you do get one of these from Pepe Tools, you can use the code MEOW at checkout and you'll get $30 off. So this is normally $150, so we'll take it down to $120. Or you can use that code on anything over $100 and get $30 off. So that's it. If you want to see a video on how I make my pendants like this, you can click on this video right here. So if you're looking for more tips and tricks for jewelry making, there's a playlist down here just for that. So that's about it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.